Joining us to discuss the quarter, his outlook on the cyber landscape, and the surge in AI-related cyber attacks, Tomer Weingarten is the CEO of SentinelOne. Tomer, thanks for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me.
And listen, analysts are pointing out you still saw impressive sort of billings growth, if we want to call it that, but there were also a couple of company-specific issues, an accounting problem, among others. So talk us through what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, very impressive growth. Still, we grew 75%, on our top line. Obviously, that's one of the fastest growing, companies on the public market today. That said, we fell short of our own expectations of what we felt we could do this quarter. So we're obviously disappointed, but not discouraged. We also managed to improve our margins significantly. And generally, I think what you're seeing is our transition towards more efficient growth, more focus on profitability. But there's no denying that the macro effects are, obviously putting pressure on the business. We need to perform better, and some of it is due to our own execution.
Yeah.
All in all, most of the fundamentals are intact.
The analysts, just going through some of the reactions today, they're sort of a bit confused themselves. And one of them said, we'd like to believe that the issues facing the company are just a weak macro. But given the degree of the miss after you guided in mid-March and the magnitude as well of the guide down, they say it simply feels like something else is at play here. So in other words, they're not really buying the macro thing.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that. I think that, it's on us to earn back the trust. Obviously, we're working very hard to make sure that we can give reliable forecasts. To us, I mean, a lot of it doesn't come from the lack of demand. It does come from our, own lack of ability to execute better in a predictable manner as we kind of traverse these opportunities. Obviously, with deal deferrals, deal compressions, sales cycle elongation, I think at our scale, it's a bit harder to take enough buffer to mask all of those, as you can see with some other larger companies. And obviously, what caught us a bit by surprise was the downtick in consumption that is a part of our business, and we saw it sharply decrease in terms of log analytics, data ingestion. Customers are looking to right size what they put into the platform, what they store. We see that with other consumption players. So all in all, we need more predictability, and we'll work hard to make sure that's the case going forward.
Right, and again, there's sort of the historical issue about the error within the customer relationship management system that was double counting some renewal, and that was also part of what was going on here. But let's talk about the larger consumption that you mentioned. Is it that? So we hear from Palo Alto, we think, well, companies are spending on cyber. That's the case. And we hear from you, we go, well, maybe they're not, or maybe they're culling their spend, or just focusing it more specifically. What else can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think there's still healthy spend on cyber. I do think that, if I compare it to the period 2 years ago, I think that you see two clear things. I mean, one, customers are not in a rush to spend on cyber. They need to spend on cyber. They need to up-level their defenses, but they're not doing it in haste. And the other thing you're seeing is that budgets are obviously, very different today than what they were, 2 years ago, even a year ago, where customers are really right-sizing to what they need right here, right now. So all of that has, an effect on us, on others. A lot of folks are now focusing on selling and cross-selling to their own estate. So obviously, the bigger the company, the more customers you have, the more ability you have to extract more from your own customer base. With a company like SentinelOne that's growing incredibly fast, that's also, hinging on winning new customer business, even though, we got about 10,000 customers in our own estate. So to us, it's just becoming more durable across all these different factors, and hopefully we can show better performance in the quarters to come.
Just a final question. Maybe you can offer an observation about artificial intelligence and the extent to which we hear, okay, that's going to kind of drive towards cyber. Your data is all the more important, and so on. But is it going to take a while for that to meaningfully show up?
I do think it will take a while, but I also think it's going to be incredibly disruptive, to cybersecurity and to infrastructure at large. I think a lot of what we had thought that it's impossible today to do in cybersecurity is becoming very doable in the very near future. So I think you're going to see about 12 months of these applications building up. I think, unlike the attackers that can leverage AI starting today, for enterprises out there to leverage AI, there's still hurdles to pass. I mean, compliance is one thing, privacy controls, guardrails generically, I would say, All of these still need to happen, still need to put in place. Trust needs to be built into these systems. You expect them to be more autonomous. So all in all, there's some more time to take. That will take.
What's your sense about the moat around your business and, frankly, the moat around so many of the other businesses in your space? And the reason I ask that is in the context of AI, do the incumbents win because of the enterprise relationships they already have and whatever AI you can build upon them? Or is it that a new entrant can come into this market, given what AI can do, and effectively disrupt everybody?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, and I think you can't ignore, the reach that some of these legacy players have, and that's obviously an advantage. I do think that the ability with AI to build a disruptive application is there. I think it does work in two directions. One, a lot of the capabilities that you see today, definitely the more niche, nascent capabilities, are just going to go away. They're going to be obfuscated away. And I think that generally, instead of thinking about something like cybersecurity in silos and in different segments, you're going to start looking at complete enterprise-wide capability sets. So I think it's a bit hard to predict. I think the large players, will constantly have that advantage in their reach, especially if you think about someone like Microsoft. If you believe that cybersecurity is about $100 billion market opportunity for companies like us, Microsoft has about $20 billion revenue in security. That's about a fifth of that market. So there's still a lot to gain for all the other platform players.